Hey everybody, it's your friend Adam. I have a clip from a live stream I did this morning with Literature Devil and Ethan Van Sciver in case you haven't got your fill of the Donny Cates controversy. I figured I would clip it out. Literature Devil's a great YouTuber. He does great videos. He's done a ton of great videos breaking down Star Wars. He does a morning show. He sets his videos to private or unlisted, one of the two, afterwards. So I just wanted to clip it out for posterity's sake in case any of my fans were interested. Here it is, and we will see you in the next video.
Hello, Adam Friended. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, fantastic. It's having a wonderful Tuesday morning. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I just woke up to this madness and I saw that you were EFAPing it already. And I was like, you've been inviting me on the show forever. So I figured I would just jump in.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Welcome to the show. Welcome. And
Yeah.
that your comic book is good. I heard you you didn't want to launch your comic book until you had like 500 backers or 500
email addresses. Yeah. It's kind of, how many backers did you end up getting on yours?
So far I think I have around 600.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we were up to 600 email addresses, so that's exciting. But we can talk about that later. Let's talk about the drama, for heaven's sakes. I mean, this is crazy. I was listening to the stream last night before I went to bed, and I went to sleep before the madness.
Same here. I had this on. I saw Ethan Sciver was on, and it was too late because I kind of go to bed early for the stream. I go to bed early anyway. But
yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm up early and I go to bed early. So
and then I wake up and everyone's talking about. Did you hear about Donny Cates going on Ethan Sciver's stream? I was like, wait a minute, what happened?
It's funny because I listened. So everyone was kind of roasting him on this other stream that he did with his wife. Which, I mean, if you're going to start YouTube, why would you want to, like, the whole couples thing? Like, when you're,
it's way too quirky, way too cutesy.
And way too fast. I feel like it's like, are you guys going to broadcast your couples therapy? Like, please.
It was really strange. They're talking about how his wife was in love with another artist named Mateo at their wedding.
Oh, I know. So bad.
Doesn't seem right to me. I don't know.
These are. It's so funny because people come into YouTube, and it's like coming into a brand new environment and not knowing anything. And it's funny because the rules of your community locally might be completely different than this hodgepodge of rules that's created by YouTube, by the YouTube community, let's call it. So yes, I think Donny has made about every possible YouTube mistake you could make in his like first week out. It's funny because Gail Simone did the exact same thing.
Yeah, they both got destroyed by Comicsgate because, as you know, YouTube is Comicsgate country.
I know. I went to his comment section. I'm like, oh my God, this guy. Like, I was ready to read. I was going to read for hours. Comments disabled. God damn it.
Let's see. KH, thank you very much for the 2. Hi, fam. Hi, KH. Let's see here. Hello, Hail Caesar.
Hail, hail Literature Devil. Hail Adam Friended.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, what a night!
Welcome. We were just discussing how we both began the stream and then both went to bed before the good stuff happened.
Yes, like maybe 5 minutes before the good stuff happened too. I was so disappointed. I was like, what?
Yeah. Who knew that was going to happen? Now, Donny Cates had demanded an audience with me in private. He was negotiating with a comic skater to talk to me, and this comic skater said, "You're not prepared to go to war with Comicsgate, Donny. You better like talk to Ethan. You better just like negotiate." I mean, the ridiculousess. So Donny, I didn't realize this, but I looked in my kind of spam folder, or my junk folder, whatever that DM thing is, where you're not following someone. And there was a series of messages in there from Donny Cates, who just said, "We need to talk. We need to sit down and talk." I have no fucking idea. I have nothing to say to you. I have literally nothing to say to Donny Cates. But I said, here's my phone number. Call anytime. And he said, he said, okay. And then I took a nap because I sleep in the afternoon, and I guess he called and I didn't pick up the phone. And I got a message from him, in that same DM thread that said, I tried to call. I'll call you later. I have a meeting to go to now. I'm like, bitch, you have no meeting to go to. The coronavirus has shut everything down. What meeting are you going to? So in any case, he called me up again, like in the middle of the night. I'm doing a live stream and my phone rings. It's 1 a.m. and I'm like, Donny must know. Like either Donny's watching the stream right now. We roasted him a little bit, but either Donny's watching the stream right now or he's not. And he's just the kind of person that drunk dials people at 1:30 in the fucking morning. I mean, I'm probably asleep, you know, it's like, if it wasn't me, if you didn't know I was up live streaming, you would assume I was in bed with my wife. Well,
hell yeah.
Some of us do that. Some of us go to bed with our wives. But no, I'm up live streaming. And I just looked because I saw him and I went, fuck, why is he doing that? And then he left a message, but the message was only 2 seconds long. I was waiting for the transcription and it was garbled. So I was trying to I pressed the button and I accidentally hit the redial button to call him back. And I was like, fuck. And I hung up real quick. Then I decided I was going to call him after all and just say, Donny, sorry about this. I'm live streaming. He ended up calling me back and coming on the air. And did you watch the video yet? You're already through the video, aren't you?
We're almost done. We're almost done.
Okay.
I was going through all the little tactics that he's doing, how he's just immediately, like a skunk spraying its stink or a hedgehog rolling up into a ball. Donny Cates immediately started making himself a victim. Immediately started building up himself his little victim hill, so that you look like the bully, and he looked like the poor little Donny Cates who just got dragged into all this. All he wanted was a private conversation. The mean old EVS tricked him into coming onto a stream of 2,000 people. What a bad man.
Yeah. And
I'm so glad that you threw in the your experience with being targeted as being called a Nazi and basically people trying to destroy your reputation. Like you had him speechless there. Like he'd never even imagined that you had suffered any ramifications of their nonsense.
Yeah, and then he had the gall to just not answer you, and then just switch it back onto himself. It's like, well, I've been experiencing a little bit of that too, and
Oh yeah. I got some nasty comments one time.
Yeah, I got some nasty comments one time. You know.
Yeah, it was totally bizarre. He used the word accord like these idiots. Donny Cates thinks he's a celebrity. He's not. And then he thinks he's a statesman. What the fuck are you negotiating an accord with me for? I got an accord for you. Honda makes them. Here you go. Fuck you. These guys have no idea the damage that they've done to the comic book industry. And if they think that Comicsgate is going to just, negotiate with them and while we're riding over their face, I mean, we're riding over their faces with our, I picture me in a dune buggy, like Arch Hall Jr. in the 60s, riding in my dune buggy over their faces. We're just not going to do that. They have nothing that we want. And I think that's what startled Donny last night. It's like, I'm Donny Cates. Surely you're going to get off of your huge live stream in front of 2,000 customers to talk to me in private.
Oh, he was lost. He didn't know what to do. You had him stuttering like crazy. He was... The stutter said it all. You're like there, calm, cool, and collected, just gathering your thoughts, just having a good old time. And he does not know what to do. He's like, do I just hang up?
He was more stutters than man now. Let's see. I'm going to go over these super chats real quick. Tyler Preston, thanks for the 2. Adam, tell LD all about the actual context. What was that supposed to mean?
Actual context was a guy who made a hit piece against a hit piece video against Ethan, and Ethan and I kind of EFAP'd it on one of my streams. You can check it out on my channel. It's a lot of fun. So,
I mean, I think what you and I, Adam, we live stream every Sunday, don't we? It's called.
Oh yeah. Literature Devil's avatar looks not exactly, but if you just look at it for a second, you'll think it's PSA Sitch, who's the guy that I actually live stream with every Sunday.
I guess because we're the same person.
Yes, but one day we'll have you both on at the same time, and it'll blow everyone's minds.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of trouble because I'm gonna have to switch between get-ups. So I have to switch between microphones. So it's gonna be it'll be hard work. But I think we can
lost
do it.
Literature Devil. But that's okay. Dearest Martha, I set sail for the land of comic skaters, a savage lot, but I hope to strike some sort of an accord with them. Your faithful husband, Donny.
What is that from? That's awesome. You know, hold on. Do you think because didn't he, what was the thing that he tweeted out, like, I'm lonely and give me a call or something?
Oh, he
Like,
did. I saw that.
Yeah, what was that all about? Was that after the live stream? Like, he's like, I just had a terrible interaction.
I'm pretty sure doesn't he have a wife? Can he talk to his wife, or is that not an option? Is she with her boyfriend or something? What's going on?
I don't want to speculate about that, because poor guy, being in a bad marriage is tough. It's really,
I agree.
That's me. Disappearing. Okay, being in a bad marriage is tough. But he actually tweeted out like 2 days ago. He's like, I need a video game where me and my wife can both.
Well, wait for Ethan to come back. Rocket Sailors for $1.99. They really think it's like a war. Strange people, like he wants, like, Donny Cates wanted to come on and like strike up the Treaty of Versailles between himself and Comicsgate or something.
I don't. Yeah. That's just not how YouTube works. Like, if you understood YouTube, you would not ask such a crazy thing.
No, of course not. I mean, look, people are going to raid his streams because it's funny. And this is the whole thing about the internet. If you want to understand how the internet works based on what's funny and entertaining, not what's on kind.
Not positivity.
No, it's not positivity. It's like whatever's funny. So if you make it funny, you can use that in a good way. If you make your live streams funny and fun, like Literature Devil does, like Adam Friended does, people will come and participate. Or if teasing you is funny, then people are going to tease you. And there's nothing you can do about it except kind of parry it by laughing at yourself a little bit.
Yes. Do you have to have some sort of self-deprecating humor on the internet? Otherwise, you are never going to survive. But the question is, does Donny Cates, can he participate in self-deprecating humor?
That's a big question, because he's part of the SJW NBC mindset, and none of them have that. They all take themselves way too seriously. They can't laugh at themselves. Like, I misspell things all the time in my videos. Like, oh no, people putting it out, because I can't go back to the videos now. I find that's a mistake, and it's like, oh no. But I know that I misspell things sometimes. It's fine. I get it. It's funny.
Well, it's a misalignment of paradigms, because he really comes from that mainstream paradigm where everything is broadcast. Like, I am the special important person, and I am broadcasting to you. And YouTube is just not that way. It's very much an interaction between you and the fans. So if you're not prepared to do that, if you're not prepared to take some ribbing from your audience who likes to keep it real, who is on YouTube because they're here for the reality of it, not the polished corporate nonsense of it, then you're not going to make it on YouTube.
Oh my God. Like, there's nothing the internet loves more than to sniff out a phony.
They
love that shit.
Totally. Oh, yeah. And so many of these people have that. They have imposter syndrome. And we're really trying to figure out if Donny Cates has imposter syndrome. Like, is he really this big time Marvel writer that he thinks he is? You know, is he doing 4-hour meetings with Keanu Reeves? Is he on the verge of writing the next Marvel movie? You know, is that Donny Cates, or is Donny Cates just talking smack?
Yeah, well, I mean, he could be doing all of those things. I mean, that's possible, but he still could be a complete and total pussy who is a poser and who dresses like a rock star, but snivels in real life and talks about his feelings in an extremely womanly way that people can't relate to. And if that being the case, I would say stay off the internet. And I would say, actually, your best bet is to let Marvel continue to craft your image and keep posing for black and white photos of you in a motorcycle jacket looking like a teeny bopper. That's your best bet. But as soon as you come on the internet and start sniveling, there's nothing. I mean, I couldn't, even if I could command Comicsgate, I couldn't get them to leave you alone. They will make fun. The entire internet will make fun of you as long as you're on the internet.
Well, yeah, because he kind of earned it, didn't he? He's been 2 years demonizing whole swaths of fans, calling them all sorts of horrific names, and now all of a sudden he wants to make peace because, out of honesty, apparently. But no, it's because he's in trouble.
Even coming to you, Ethan, it makes me think he believes that narrative, though, that you can do that. Like, somehow you have a magic wand in your studio that you can just wave it and all the problems of Donny Cates will go away.
Well, the reason why he thinks that is because he's part of a network of people that do command others to harass and attack people and call them Nazis and make their lives a living hell. I mean, that is what SJWs do. They work together as evil lemmings, all in one purpose. When somebody is going to get canceled, that's their superpower. Cancel culture is their superpower. They know it well. And they assume that we do the same thing. But see, the fact that we're not SJWs and NPCs mean that we can think for ourselves. And if I ever told any of my fans to do anything, if I ever said, I command you, this is what we're going to do, or we're going to take down, they would all call me a pussy. They would all call me gay. They would all beat my ass. And that would be it for me. That would be the end of my customers, my subs, my fans. Are not going to listen to a damn thing I tell them to do. The reason why I have them is because I respect them, and we have a mutual respect going. Except for Jabba the Cuck, who doesn't
respect anyone.
No, he doesn't respect me at all. But I mean, that's how these relationships work in the real world. When you're not an NPC, respect is given, respect is received in return.
Exactly.
So
now, there's something about that in Machiavelli, but I'll get that right after I read this super chat. Why am I wrong about the ending of Watchmen? Thanks for 5. Yo, Adam, happy to see you on TDS Sitch's morning stream. Kind of messed up that he doesn't have you on more often. Well, I mean, I stream with him every Sunday. I think I see it. But yeah, there's if you ever read Machiavelli as a Prince, there's an old quote, and this is a very familiar quote, that it's better to be feared than loved, and people take that as on face value. But why he actually says that is because it's actually better to be loved. But the reason why he says it's better to be feared is because fear is a lot easier to control. Love is because you have to earn love.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You cannot control how people love you. You can control how they fear you. You cannot control how they love you.
You can inflict fear. You can make people be afraid of you. Yeah. You can't make them love you.
You can't love
EVS.
Love.
EVS has commanded the love of his fans by showing them respect. He's earned the love. He can't control it, but he's earned it. What Donny Cates is coming from is an environment where it's fear that runs it, because people want control. So fear is what they can control, and so it's an environment of fear, and that's what he came from, I think, on your stream.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you're preaching Machiavelli on your stream. It's pretty awesome. I've never read Machiavelli, but
you should. It's fantastic.
I've read the Dictator's Handbook, and the Dictator's Handbook just spells out Machiavelli with all the data and research from social science. So Machiavelli was definitely the one that got it right.
Oh, yeah, you should read The Prince. I suggest The Prince. It's a fun read. Well, it's not fun on the face value, but it's fun to see what he thinks and how he describes things. It's really
so. Ethan, what do you think the fallout is going to be today? How many people are in Donny Cates' ear right now? And first of all, the thing that he tweeted out about wanting company, that he was lonely, was that after this live stream?
That was after. Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, Andino Palacio, you shut up in that chat. You're a troublemaker too. And I'm making new rules on my.
I think he froze up. I hope the new rule that he's making is not to time out Ethan's guess. Jabba was in my chat asking for wrench, and the only reason I didn't give him one was I was worried he's going to time out the wrong person. Like, I have certain people that come in my chat that I don't want timed out. So,
real quick, Alex Karras, thank you much for the 2. I'm everywhere. PSA Sitch. Check your Discord DMs.
Dino's just like, shut up, Adam. You shut up, Antino. You don't tell Adam to shut up.
Well, I just,
Devil. He's going in the corner.
Certain people show up in the chat, and you don't necessarily want to give him a wrench, and you don't necessarily want him timed out.
I want to give him a wrench, right across his head.
Yeah, there you go. So I asked you, so the tweet, the reason I'm asking about the tweet is because I'm curious if after he went on your stream and just totally botched it, if he was worried about his reputation with people on his side and therefore was giving this open invitation to them to call him and talk to him about it.
I will say this. Yeah, I think first of all, I know he felt awful. Like, that was, when you're not feeling so good and then you do something that makes you feel even worse.
I know.
I think totally. that's where he.
Yeah, that was in his voice all. That was clearly in his voice. See,
He was first of all, I caught him stuttering a lot on the stream that he did with his wife, which I felt there was a mild stutter there. Half of that stream seemed like it was ums and ahs and likes and verbal ticks, which is something as a YouTuber I used to do that all the time. That's kind of the California lingo. But after enough time on YouTube and editing yourself, you realize, geez, I say a lot. I got to really stop that.
Tighten it up. Yeah.
But he wasn't. He in the streams with his wife, they were awful. And then when he got on Ethan's stream, I was like, oh my God, this guy stutters. The YouTube is going to eat him alive.
I why be afraid of me? Like I couldn't have been more warm.
Oh no!
Real quick, while we wait for EVS to come back, Tyler Preston, thank you very much for the 2. Are we talking about Donny Cates or Preston Poulter? Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
I think Donny Cates in this.
But you know, Preston Poulter's out there commending. Like Preston Poulter is probably one of the people attempting to get into Donny Cates' ear today.
Yeah. Preston Poulter is one of those guys I never ever think about.
That would be interesting. I don't think so. I don't think Preston Poulter. I don't think Donny would listen to Preston Poulter. I don't think he's on that level. But no, I think Donny has. Honestly, look at his relationship with his wife. Ask yourself what you're. God damn it!
You're here. We can still hear you.
Every time I see that little circle, I'm like, motherfucker! I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. But in any case, what's he doing in the middle of the night talking to me? Where's his wife?
Staring at him, dude. She was right off camera. Why do you think he was stuttering like that?
I don't think so. I really don't. He's got this whole thing where he was saying before, like, I need a double player video game so my wife can play video games with me on the couch. We need things to do together. I'm so tired of going online to play video games, like these single player games. It's like, he wants to invite her to be with him, but he wants to invite her to be with him doing things that he wants to do. And she just plainly, obviously isn't into it. I think she really enjoys being what
Andrew Sabina says that, I think he's referring to this week where he has someone to call him. I think he says, that was after Mateo stopped by. So maybe he had some free time there. Hex Harper, thanks for the 5. Celebrity and internet celebrity are such vastly different beasts. The biggest stars in Hollywood have nothing of value on Twitter. Yeah, it's kind of a strange thing because you see all these people who have value one place, like these big stars, and then they come into like maybe YouTube, and some of them do really well, like Jack Black did. But then you have someone who's big on Twitter, like Gail Simone, and she comes to YouTube, and it's her mostly. I think most of her subscribers are Comicsgate people waiting for her to pump out another video.
Jack Black is an entertainer first, though.
Oh yeah,
so obviously he's going to have a huge advantage. Gail Simone is a writer. She's used to being behind the scenes. Like her video was definitely like a writer's video. Like, here's my corporate presentation of myself. It's very different.
And there's Zofrats. Zofrats, thanks for the 20. Hey Adam, I'm glad you finally made it on here. That's fantastic. So am I.
Yeah. You stream too damn early in the morning. It's like you start, I think, at like 6 a.m. my time.
Well, believe it or not, I actually got this idea from a Medicare in the morning where he used to, I think last year, where he had some, I used to stay up pretty late at that time. His schedule was kind of strange and off. But Medicare used to like stream really early in the morning, and I used to catch him there. And I kind of like the idea of a morning show.
Yeah,
so I got the idea recently. It's like, well, right now, everyone's kind of stuck inside, and no one really streams in the morning. And some people might like some morning entertainment. So I decided to put like a relaxed, kickback kind of morning show on for people, and because I know I appreciated it, so I think some people might appreciate it too.
So what's the fallout? Who's talking to him today?
I don't know what the fallout is. People are sending me hilarious people are sending me things that he said in the past. I'm getting a lot of screen grabs here in case I want to make a video. These are great. And this one is so prescient, and really he had the right attitude a long time ago. Can you share my screen lit that?
Yeah, I was going to say, can you share some of them?
Go ahead, share the screen real quick. There we go. Before we get started on that one, I'm going to see Rocket Sailor for $1.99. They assume war campaign is a method, not a guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. Only if you live stream with Ethan Van Sciver. No, thank you. Why not? Why would I? That's a good question. Why would you?
Why would you?
Why did you call me last night at 1:30 a.m.?
That one didn't age well.
Yeah, especially after that. See, when he was all cocky and confident when he had a job, but now the comic book industry is shut down. Now he's you're not looking so bad anymore. You're looking pretty good over there.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting. So I got a bunch of these. I might do a video of Donny and his situation with us because it's actually. He said that I was too irrelevant to earn an opinion.
Really? That's one.
He's definitely apparently changed his mind on that front. He expected you to snap your fingers and make all the hate go away.
Yeah, exactly. Total contradiction there.
All right, let me show you another one. This one's good. I do like this one a lot. Let me see here. Share screen.
Let's see. Add stream. There we go. Donny Cates.
That is hilarious.
Make EVS relevant. Well, who did that?
Oh, this is nice. You have to do a video on this. This is good.
Do a video and then interlude the video with these tweets and the phone call you had on stream.
Yeah. That would be so good.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
Dr. Crow.
Finally, relevancy. I waited too long.
Dr. Crow for 499 says EVS looks like a friendly mall Santa, Adam Santa, and Satan. Satin.
Adam Satan, I think.
Let's see here. Punish Berserker, thank you very much for the 2. EVS needs to get higher octane internet gas. So I guess it'll stop you from freezing.
If you reset your modem, I do it once a week before our Sunday live stream, because we go for like 6 hours. So
that's a good.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll reset it today because I want to do more live streaming today. Sorry about lit dev for the frustration.
That's okay.
I think sorry you had to go through all that, but yeah, I think this reset your modem. That might resolve the problem, because I know I had some problems sometimes, and resetting the modem does absolutely work.
So predictions. Does Donny Cates? What is Donny Cates? Is it Saturday that he streams? What does his stream look like on Saturday?
Well, I mean, we're gonna see. I recommended the Comic Skaters not brigade him, but then let him finish his stream and then make fun of his stream when it's done.
Yeah.
But who knows what people are gonna do? I have no. I'm just saying that to me would be the funniest and most effective way to make internet content of Donny and his wife. But it's up to other people. I think what's going to happen today is he's going to get a phone call from Joe Quesada. That almost certainly is going to happen. A little conversation from him and Tom Brevoort. What the fuck is the matter with you? Get off the drugs. Get off the liquor. Whatever it is that made you do that, knock it off.
That's funny, because I did a meme this morning and I was curious about that. I was like, would Ethan approve of this meme? Because you have all the insider stuff. But I did It's the scene from Brazil where he's being interrogated by the guy in the mask, and I have Donny Cates in the chair and Marvel Comics as the guy in the mask, because I'm wondering, like, if the Ministry of Propaganda is going to be all over Donny today. Like, what are you doing? You're ruining everything.
Send the room.
Yeah. I honestly think there's a lot of that. I mean, they build up. They do try to build up people's personas a little bit in comics. That's the problem.
Well, they like that. That's valuable for them, because then Donny Cates doesn't really have the ability to do what you've done, because then he's totally beholden to them if they're literally image managing him.
I think that's why they sometimes think they're superstars. They think they're a lot more. I remember when Max Visage here reached out to you, and they thought they're going to help save the people from the pandemic. Like, they're going to save lives because of your YouTube channels.
Yeah, like use your audience. Responsibly, so that we can combat the loss of life. We can lessen the loss of life over this pandemic.
I guess you have an audience full of nurses and doctors or something out there.
Yeah, I know. It's like these guys have delusions of grandeur about themselves. They all think they're very important. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The comic book industry collapsing is the best thing right now that can happen, just to show these people how utterly frivolous they are. These are frivolous people, and I'm a frivolous person too. I fully recognize that, I'm not really trying to change the world. I'm just trying to change the comic book business a little bit. But these guys think they're important to mankind, to politics, to social engineering, to it's bizarre, absolutely bizarre.
They think they're literal superheroes because they write about superheroes. They think they actually are superheroes.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's what their egos tell them they are. They think that every single time they write, every single product they put out, it's changing the world. They're putting out one Watchmen after another. They're going to change the whole genre because of their works.
Yeah.
He's not really in a position though to say that he got it wrong about Comicsgate, and that he's done so much smack talking about Comicsgate now. Really, the only way he can mend fences with Comicsgate is to say, you know, I got it wrong. What I thought about Comicsgate was incorrect. But I don't see how he can do that, because then he's saying all the people who are aligned with him at Marvel and DC and all these insiders that believe that nonsense, then they're wrong.
And it's gonna be really hard to walk all of that back. Really, really tough.
Yeah, so that's what's fascinating about this for me, is that, you know, how do you, like, how does someone do what Donny Cates is trying to do? I guess Donny Cates' problem is that he's just talked so much smack in the past. Like, he would have to apologize. I mean, if you're an industry person, the thing to do is just to avoid talking a lot of smack. But I guess this guy just can't help himself.
Yeah, I think he's bad at it. That's the other thing. You know, there are people who are much better at persecuting Comicsgate than Donny is, and Donny wasn't really inclined to do that until they forced him to do it. It's the same thing with Scott Snyder. He wasn't inclined to attack Comicsgate until people like Heather Antos forced his hand, and then it became like, okay, I need to do this. It's my responsibility to combat hate in comics, so I need to fight Comicsgate. Donny doesn't even know what he's talking about. Like, he's not good at fighting Comicsgate. He doesn't have the message down that they have. So he sucks, and he doesn't even know why. When I say hi to Comicsgate, he's like, are you asking me to say hi to a crowd of Nazis?
Yeah, that's exactly what he was thinking the whole time. He's like, duh, 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 duh. He could see it, like Heather Antos in his mind, like
crossing your arms,
castigating. Yeah, exactly.
A little look.
Don't do that.
I'm telling you, and it's almost like, here's the thing that was crazy. Like, really, in real terms, last night, Donny Cates came out drunk in his pajamas on stage in front of a San Diego Comic-Con sized audience, like panel room full of people. That's what he didn't understand, and that's what the internet kind of hides from you. But we were live streaming to nearly 2,000 people. That is a full crowd. Gigantic panel room at a Marvel Comics panel during San Diego Comic-Con. And he came out, he stumbled out drunk in his pajamas and said, I want to talk. I just want to have a private conversation. And the crowd of people are like, boo, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
Like, come on, Cates. This is not E3.
I kept having to tell him, it's like, bro, you're live. We're live right now. You don't want to be talking this shit right now live. And he's like, I know. But anyway, I mean,
you're desperately trying to get him off the phone, and he just wouldn't go.
Yeah. I understand that. That's what we're doing. You know, when we're performing these live streams, you know, these are a lot of people. Oftentimes, you know, in cases like Nick Rekieta is playing a small, like, stadium full of people, you know, talking about Arms Girl or whatever it is. That's a big crowd watching him. He's got a crowd. I've seen Nick Rekieta have 12,000 people in his audience. That is
a lot of people. A lot of people.
If you actually saw that, you know, in person, that is a big sporting event. That's a concert. So, you know, that's something to think about next time. You know, come correct and be prepared. And when I tell you to get the fuck off the stage, maybe you should do it.
Just sober up and come back later. We can have a private conversation later. You kept saying, I'll have a private conversation with you tomorrow. We just talk tomorrow. Just go ahead and I'll talk to you tomorrow. It's not a good time. And he just kept wanting to talk, and he kept not listening to you and saying, I thought we were going to have a private conversation. He's like, okay, we will tomorrow. I thought we were going to have a private conversation. That's what I was led to believe. It's like,
yeah, you know, it could have gone differently. Like, honestly, I didn't choose for that to happen. I kind of gave him a nice opportunity by, answering the phone, putting it on speaker, and going, Donny, hey, you're live in front of a lot of people, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. But you're in front of 2,000 Comicsgaters. So why don't you say hi, Comicsgate? Now, Donny could have been like, hey, Comicsgate, okay, Ethan, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And you know what? People would have loved him.
There's nothing
People
wrong
would-
with being magnanimous to the people that you oppose. There's nothing wrong with being kind or diplomatic to people that you.
Well, I mean, saying hi Comicsgate isn't an endorsement of Comicsgate. It doesn't even imply neutrality. It's just hi Comicsgate.
Yeah, it's just hi.
They would spin it though. The Heather Antoses of the world would totally spin it. And it's interesting that he didn't do it because that's what he was thinking. He's like, even if I say hello to these people, that's I'm going to be in trouble with my side, which is just it's so crazy. It's so crazy that you can't even say hello.
Well, if I say hello to Comicsgate, the terrorists win.
Yeah, exactly. That's the mindset on their side, which is just
But
bonkers.
the thing about it is that Donny Cates is the biggest writer at Marvel right now. So
oh, really?
Donny, yes, he is. So Donny can choose to take that power that he has and be a leader rather than a pussy and a follower, somebody who gets beat up and pushed around. I am a leader. I'm not the leader of Comicsgate, but I'm certainly a leader. And I am not going to be told what to do. I'm not going to get off my live stream in front of my customers because you ask me to, because you're somebody from Marvel. I will make my own choices. I don't get influenced easily. But Donny clearly does. And it's a shame. If I had Donny's power at Marvel Comics, if I were Donny, I'd be telling bitches what to do. I'd be doing whatever it was that I wanted to do. But clearly he's afraid. Who is he afraid of? Who is the biggest writer at Marvel Comics actually afraid of right now? That he would be too terrified to actually say, hey, Comicsgate, how you doing? Okay, I got it. Now, anybody, Joe Quesada would have done that. People like Jimmy Palmiotti would have done that before. But I really think that now there is a climate of fear and terror in comics. And this is something that Comicsgate also needs to combat. This is why we can't give these people, the respect that, let's have a civil conversation and see if we can come to terms. I don't want to come to terms with them. These are people who castigated me as a Nazi and castigated my entire audience as Nazis. They do not deserve to be negotiated with. They need to be beaten. We need to beat.
Beaten. They need to be destroyed. They need to be annihilated.
We're waiting for Ethan to come back. Alex Halo, thank you so much for the 5 and your patience. It was more hilarious when the Mark Wade meltdown after your stream because someone was in chat parodying him. I guess he's talking about the Cates meltdown. It's more fun. It's funnier than the Mark Wade meltdown because someone was just parodying his, I guess, his stutters in the stream because he stuttered more than he spoke. Unfortunately, I'm mocking him for that. But that's the case that happened. He was just all stutters, not so much substance during that whole conversation.
On the Cates was a lot of stuttering. Yeah. I don't know. Mark Wade, did he stutter? Was he on a stream?
No, Mark Wade sounds like a snake. He is very smooth in what he's saying. He's whiny, but he's smooth, and he's a much better anti-comic skater than.
I like what Ethan said. Ethan made an analogy between the anti-Comicsgate people separating the stupid from the devious, which I really like because there are people who are just idiots. And I think Donny Cates might fall into that category. Like, I guess idiot is strong, just uninformed, let's say. Just they've believed the nonsense that their coworkers and colleagues have virtue signaled about Comicsgate for so long that they just bought it. They're like, I'm friends with this guy. He knows what he's talking about. These people are horrible people. When really not being able to check into it yourself, you would have to listen to some of the live streams and almost go person to person to realize that all of that stuff is complete and utter nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I really liked the conversation that you had with him. It was just it was very telling. He's not really there out of contriteness. He's not that act is just an act. And you even called him out on that. Like, I'm not buying this goody two shoes. I just want to make peace act. You here because you want to take advantage of Comicsgate. You want to take advantage of your platform. He just wants to take advantage for his own ends. He's just trying to pretend to be friendly.
Yeah, he wants to build a YouTube channel in a peaceful environment. That's what he wants. Just positivity. He's like, I only want people who like me in my stream. It's funny because that's Doug TenNapel. That's Mike S. Miller. The same exact thing. They're like, no.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that, but that's true. Yeah.
if you're here to hate, get out of here. Unsubscribe. Come
No,
on.
I've said this a million times in my stream. I tell my wrenches, I'm like, people are allowed to come in here and hate on me.
Yeah.
If there are people who are saying things that are going to get my channel struck, those people need to be blocked. Robots, bots, whatever they are, they need to be removed. But people are allowed to come here and heckle me. It's part of the show. You're allowed to sit there and go, boo, shut the fuck up. Stuff like that, whatever it is, you're allowed to be in the audience.
Yes.
I'm putting on a show for everybody, not just for people who like me. It's ridiculous.
We're going to win those people over eventually. We want them here.
Of course, yeah. Somebody might decide, somebody might hear me say something and go, you know what, that clicked with me. I changed my mind. I'm buying Cyberfrog. I like you now. All customers are important.
And part of the problem that they have on their side is that they are doing this like purity testing for people. Like they're willing to throw people out for nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Donny Cates is next on the list, I feel, maybe.
Donny Cates might be like, hey, I was thinking about what you said because suddenly I don't have a Thor book anymore. And hail Comicsgate.
Yeah.
Severely doubted, but it could happen. All of these people, all of these people are customers. They're potential, we as creators, we as people who are selling comic books need to see them as potential sales. We need to treat them as treat them with respect because they have money. They're the ones with the money. And so all of them are important.
You got super chats?
No, not this time.
Oh,
no. All out.
Forget it.
Poor EVS.
I'm in hell right now. I'm in hell.
If you want to take 5 minutes and reset your modem, it might help a lot.
I'm going to do it. I'll leave, guys.
Actually, I think we'll wrap up the stream pretty soon here.
Okay.
Run around the 3.5 hour mark. I usually go 2 hours, but I've been going a little longer because I had to delete the stream from yesterday because I got hit by some. Well, YouTube hit me with a copyright claim. It doesn't strike your channel, but I didn't. It was a Marvel song. I watched that little clip of that war campaigner going up to the comic book shop and then pasting the guy's word on his window, and apparently that section got me. I muted it because I knew what was coming, but it still tagged me for some reason anyway, and I was a little over dramatic with it. And so if Marvel's going to claim it, I'm just going to delete the whole thing. You're not going to benefit from a 4-hour stream because I played a few seconds of your song, but yet it claimed like 20 to 30 seconds. But I wasn't having that. So
yeah, I'm starving anyway. I'm going to grab some breakfast. So
sounds good. Well, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. That was fantastic.
If you guys, thanks, pal. Appreciate it.
If you want to jump on later, Ethan, I'm more than happy to do it.
Yeah, hit me up. When are you going to stream? Do you know?
Let's do. Yeah, exactly. 10:30 sounds good to me. All right, let's go.
Awesome. All right, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining us. Thank you for being very generous today. Awesome, having awesome conversations. Very excellent points. Thank you, Adam Friended. Thank you, Ethan Van Sciver. Appreciate it. Awesome to have you on.
I want to introduce everybody. We've got 951 people watching now, and the reason why I called this chat Comicsgate Live ? Because as you all know, Comicsgate Live, exclamation mark ×3 is dead. It's dead. And yet, I do want to use this particular show to introduce a bunch of new kind of, I call them all new Comicsgate Junior, new young voices in comic book criticism and hopefully eventually creation. I mean, it would be great if they wanted to actually branch out and write comics. I know Sweetcast is thinking about it. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, it's coming. I'm writing right now.
All right. Sweetcast is totally awesome. His channel is insightful. Honestly, good clickbait titles. And he's focused on making comics better, making Comicsgate better, making it work. Really good criticism, really good ideas. You should subscribe to Sweetcast. Absolutely. And then we've got Comic Book Hut, who is one of my favorite new channels. I love Comic Book Hut.
Thank you.
It's great. I don't want to see your face though. Click off. I wanted you to be a man of mystery. It took me so long to see Mark Levin's face, and I just liked his voice so much, and your voice is similar. Zach told me this a while ago. Comic Book Hut. Now, Ava, this doesn't apply to you, but it applies to all of us guys. Okay. Zach said, nobody wants to look at a guy. And I said, what do you mean? I didn't know what he meant. He's like,
it's gross. Nobody wants to look at a guy. I mean, unless you're extremely extraordinarily, like unless you're Brad Pitt, nobody wants to look at a guy. I said, oh. He's like, yeah, just use your voice. You know, you can use your thumb. Don't use your thumb, Ethan. I said, I have to. So I got stuck with that. I mean, you guys can see my mutated, deformed toe thumbs. But for the most part, yeah, like just being a voice is way, way, way more powerful than being a face. But girls, absolutely. Girls should definitely show their faces at all times.
This is my first live stream I've ever done with anybody.
Click the camera icon.
Okay.
Click the camera icon and turn it off, and let's see what your logo looks like. There you go. All right. Now, Hut. Now you are the Hut. You are a man of mystery. I really feel like, who do we got in here now?
Oh, you have the Hut here.
No way. Are you Comic Book Hut?
Yes, I am.
Oh, how about that? I've never seen your face before. I like your disguise. Welcome, Comic Book Hut. You are the other newbie in the chat that I want to introduce to everyone. Let me just explain. If you are somebody who listens to Mark Levin on the radio, now Comic Book Hut, don't take this the wrong way. Okay, you might take it the wrong way. I don't know. You're a masked man. I'm not sure what to think. If you like Mark Levin on the radio, he is the Mark Levin of comics. He sounds just like him. He's got the same kind of inflections, and he's so much fun to listen to. Again, like some of these new Comicsgate channels that are coming up, the YouTube critics, these are guys that did kind of, I think, come out listening to Doug Ernst and Captain Cummings and your boy Zach. Yeah, they're really going off in their own directions. Nobody's trying to, this crop that I have here, nobody is imitating anyone like any of these other voices that we already have. They're all brand new. They're all original. And the fresh perspectives that are coming from them are absolutely fantastic. So welcome, Comic Book Hut. Comic Book Hut, what do you think of this body positivity movement in comics? Books like Faith, et cetera, et cetera. What does that mean? What is it for? What is it doing?
Well, I've been thinking about this today, actually. This whole thing, it all goes back to this, all goes back to feminism. They have these 4 tropes. I'm not going to go into all of them, but one of the things they sort of denounce is this idea of beauty. And because they denounce that idea of beauty, they want to break down the things that we all have these standards for. And because of that, they push these things on everybody. Now, Diversity in Comics mentioned this the other day, that superheroes are supposed to be super. Everything they do is exaggerated. So now all these creators are denouncing all that and basically trying to take it apart. So, but also what they want to do, and it's one of the things I've been thinking about, is all these different eras of the comic book industry that started in the 30s and then went to the 50s to where you have the beginnings of the comic book industry, which was Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, and then we went to the Barry Allen Flash, and then it goes into the Marvel history of comic books. What they want now is they want it to be the final version of comic books. That's why they keep talking about progressivism from those original characters, that this is the end game. Do they know that once these books are put out, that that's the end of it?
That's the end of comics. Antonio, what do you think of all that?
Not so much the end of not so much the end of comic books, but it's the progressive end to it. That these stories will be the last stories, and that these stories will go on forever. That progressivism is the end game. And that,
right.
That it's not about the individual anymore. All these characters have all been about the individual. But what they want is they denounce the individual. So what you have is just about the group, about how you look, how you talk, and what you believe in.
That's right.